In this video I'm going to be going over the whole Everto storyline from Season 1 all the way to Season 3. Let's start. Everto Season 1 begins with a mysterious and unknown island. Three main characters come falling from the sky. Phantasm comes falling from the sky. Once he lands, he explores his surroundings in a fearful forest. He also had a diary to write about his plans. Phantasm later goes to find a new place in the desert to stay, which was Torn Town. Time went by and two fish sticks and one peely were in a plane and tried to fly out the island, which ended in their plane blowing up, which represents the first moment of Oppressor coming in and allowing nobody to leave. Fusion had already had enough of the island and wanted to return where he belonged. Over the weeks he had 5 machines constructed by engineers at Might Machinery and had them transported to a factory in trucks, which he kept all finished devices hidden. At the end of Season 1, Fusion finally started his plan. He placed all 3 devices down and left 2 at the fatal factory, which then let the player place the last one necessary. Once they were all placed, they all activated, sending beacons into the sky to try to create a friction which would open the hole. However, he was stopped by Oppressor, the mastermind of the island. He ended up getting sucked into a portal which made him vanish and never to be seen again. After Oppressor became furious, he punged Brute Gunner to the island so he could protect the hole, and the yellow beacons made it dry up, which made perfect room for the protection, which was Hidden Hole. In Season 2, Phantasm and Corrupted Voyager finally reunited after being separated. Phantasm had a team to destroy Torn Town to replace it with a fortified covert compound, which would allow them to be secretive. During the season, they thought of a plan to get into Hidden Hole and take over, and try to reopen the hole. However, Brute Gunner had already got another plan. She locked up the building so they couldn't simply walk in, so the player was asked to destroy machines to open the doors so they could guide us through in case problems occur. Once players got in, they got greeted with henchmen as protection. However, they were weak, so we could get in. Brute Gunner was smart enough to not be in the building when it was occurring. She was currently at the hijacked secretive suburb, which she had control over. She had machines set up in case of emergencies. Our player then went around the building looking for ways to open the hole. Our player pressed the machine which enabled a snow beam to power up, which started charging up. Our player then turned on another machine which then turned on emergency. Brute Gunner then initiated a plan of taking over the island for her own and began to bring snow to the island and freeze the island. She then started to get away from the suburb and head towards the mountains, which you could watch from a distance. Suddenly Oppressor arrives from the ocean for the first time and made his way to Hidden Hole, which he began to stare at the building. He was furious that Brute Gunner was trying to take over and gain higher power than him. He then jumps and destroyed the building, which broke the snow beam and disabled Difficult. He then looked across the island and saw Brute Gunner from a far distance, and then he shot a red laser out of his face and obliterated that side of the map, killing Brute Gunner. Season 3 began with the hole once again being open, but it looked different from the beginning version. It had now been reinforced. It was now metal and even more difficult to break into. Small constructions had begun to be built, which had the power to create an earthquake and other sort of powerful stuff. It was then turned on and it wasn't looking hopeful until the earthquake started and was making its way through the island. Oppressor then feeling the energy, he arises from the ocean once again. Seeing that the well was destabilising, he then had to put an end to this. The earthquake had already destroyed strike structure and caused unknown damage. Oppressor stood into the island. He destroyed the test and softies, and he picked up a tree and then threw it at sugar shrubs as a warning to not mess around again, or there would be major consequences. He then went back to the ocean. Weeks went by and a mysterious glitch appeared. Phantasm and Corrupted Voyager gathered a percentage of this and brought it to Covert Compound. They studied this. Weeks went by and Phantasm thought of a plan making a keycard from materials. He then gave the player this to bring the strike structure, which then failed, which resulted in a dead end. This concludes the storyline so far, and it will continue in the Cinematic Live event on October 14th. I hope you're excited.